What reminds you of the Kurt Warner scenario? We had Kurt in hour two. He said it's really dangerous to make too many comparisons, but as somebody who watched a quarterback come into a locker room and take over calmly and confidently and kind of exceed everyone's expectations, do you see any parallels there?
As much as Kurt would say no, yes. Yes, just because of how he got here, someone getting hurt. The whole story, and this kid wasn't on anybody's radar. Let's be honest, he was not on anybody's radar. Now, either John Lynch and his crew are awful at evaluating, or the head coach play caller is doing a much better job calling plays for this guy than he did Garoppolo at any point in time in Garoppolo's career, because we can't really say much about Trey Lance. We don't really have much on him, but this young man and how he's getting through, it's just the progressions and the calmness that he gets through his progressions and not allow things to bother him. Now, he hasn't had the game where he hasn't lost the game for them, so we don't know what the bounce back is like, and we might not get to find out. They look really good, really good.
What was it like for you, though? And I make the comparisons again to 99. What's the pressure like on this kid at this point? Because you got to watch Kurt absorb it all on his shoulders firsthand. So what would you imagine the pressure is like now for Purdy?
There isn't. There's not any pressure. Like, in reality, he's not supposed to be here. This team is supposed to – they were supposed to just lose. They were on their third quarterback. Now, who's the pressure on? The pressure's on Christian McCaffrey. They traded for him. I know what he's feeling because I felt that when Trent went down. I know where he is. I get it. The pressure's on his defense to get it done. Deebo Samuels, he asked for all this money, and hey, we can get this done. The pressure's on the other people around him. For him, he's playing with house money. He's already proven that in the latter parts of the season, he could win games, and that's what we want to find out about young quarterbacks. He's proven that. This is like, I really see no pressure on him. The play caller got to do a better job, get him in better situations. The offensive line got to keep him upright. Best scenario possible for a quarterback, which is the expectations are very low for this young man.
And yet at the same time, Marshall, it's like he has this dream season, this never before, this dream season in front of him. So I would feel like it would be the opposite.
No, he didn't expect to be here. We weren't hyping him up. He wasn't a part of who was going to be the Niners quarterback talk. He wasn't a part of that. So what he's done is literally, it's like, if I say, hey, Suzy, lift this car, you'd probably say no. But if one of your kids was under that car, you'd lift it up.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been thrown into the fire, and he's responding, playing football. And I haven't seen the moment. The moments that he's been in, they haven't seemed too big for him. Now, these moments are going to continue to get bigger and bigger. Obviously, this is probably the most hyped and talked about game when you're playing against the Cowboys, because the Cowboys they've won the last 10 Super Bowls, right? Or maybe not.
or I'm like, wait, what? It's been a while.
Or maybe not. No.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm just saying the way we talk about them, no, that didn't happen. But the reality is this game and how big it is, like this is probably, unless he gets to the Super Bowl, I don't think there's going to be a game that's going to be talked about more than this game. And I'm talking about if he reached the NFC Championship and he's playing the Giants or the Eagles, it will not be talked about the way they're going to be talked about against the Cowboys.
Well, I was going to go the other way around, Marshall, but let's start with this game then first. Let's start with the last game of the weekend, Cowboys at 49ers. What do you expect?
The Dallas Cowboys cannot lose to this kid. Like, this is we watched this. We watched this last year, and Garoppolo, who was not playing that great, they went into Dallas and beat Dallas. This feels like the Aikman Steve Young days. This is like we're going back to those days with the Cowboys and Niners playing, in meaningful playoff games. This is like, football royalty at its best. And as I said, this game is going to be hyped up. It drew the number one slot. You're telling me that on a Sunday, the New York Football Giants is not on the. They gave it to Dallas and San Francisco. I mean, that's a big play right there, man.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.